I love going to races on the weekend, but I hate packing, and it's not hard, but it's a short, simple job that I procrastinate about and make it way worse than it should be. I had a few comments and messages from our last video at the track that you didn't get to see much of me, so not only for this video are you going to see one of the sport's rising stars, but you're also going to see a little bit more of me. It really surprises me how well some of the young kids drive these days, and that's a big reason why I'm really excited to follow Benny Atkinson Jr. tonight. I've raced with his dad. He even took me out one time.
So pole position on the line now, Toby Balboan. And Ben Atkinson. A fair bit was said by Benny to Toby after the main event here a fortnight ago. Benny wasn't happy with a couple or one move in particular of Toby's. So there's a lot riding on this. Pole position on the line for tonight's 30-lap A-Main. Toby Balboan from Cranebrook, New South Wales. Ben Atkinson from Darwin in the Territory. Set to go. Good looking launch. Nothing in it. Toby is your lead up. Atkinson got the top again. Side by side into three. Nothing in this. Brilliant sprint car racing at Valvoline Raceway. Whoa, no! Oh, huge crash for Balboan. Both cars extensively torn.
I'm going to ask to see if he's ready to apologise. But his son is super fast. He won in Darwin and he was fast here a couple of weeks ago. And I think he's one to watch tonight. Let's do it.
So the last night of Chariots, we picked up a win, sort of ended our sort of Northern Territory season off with a high, and now we find ourselves in Toowoomba racing this weekend.
And you ran pretty good a couple of weeks ago here?
Yeah, we were good. We started 10th, sort of drove up to, I think, 4th, had a run for 2nd and 3rd, and just sort of made a mistake, and I got driven into, and it was my fault, but we backed it into the fence and ended our night.
How do you like going racing with your dad?
Yeah, it's good, you know, we butt heads a lot, but it's good fun, you know. We get along not too bad at the racetrack, so it makes everything easy.
Alright, it's qualifying time here at Toowoomba Speedway. Benny Jr. is just pushing out now for qualifying. He's in Group 1. He needs to lay down a really quick lap time to try and start up front early on in this feature. He started out at 10th last time out here 2 weeks ago, and he only had to work his way forward, and he got up to 5th before, I think, making contact with another car. So this is where it all starts tonight, and he needs to qualify really well.
Benny Jr. goes bang early, 11.986, straight to the top of the leaderboard.
that opening qualifying session with Benny Atkinson Jr. Top in the chart so far.
What, were we decent?
Oh, whatever.
Tom will tell us.
Like you were on it pretty early.
Yeah, we sort of felt comfortable straight away in that session, and I was able to get sort of wide open most of the session, and we qualified. We're sitting fourth right now, so we're looking pretty good for tonight, I think.
How do you like running up against the wall?
Oh, it's my favourite way to do race these cars. You know, I'm not much of a lockdown sort of wide open kind of guy. I love it slick with a curb on the fence. If there's no curb, I'm not worried about that either. You know, I prefer a slick track over a heavy rough track.
What did Dad say to you before you went out?
He just said do your thing, rip it on the fence, just make sure that it's clean enough that you can whale it in there wide open rather than sort of run it in there on the marbles, get the fence and obviously flip over. But he knows I know what to do, and he just says to do my thing and keep it straight.
What's the plan for the heat race?
Well, we'll see where we start. I think just if we're on this first or second row, move forwards or try and win our heat or whatever we can. We can tighten it up a fair bit. That was like big slaps. Right, tighten it up.
I'm measuring the same, just pumping above.
Well,
You're going to be in heat 1.
Yeah. That too. One rig is enough. Yeah, like it felt pretty stuff. Got in stuff to right there. Like I never once felt like that too bad. I think Grandma looks like
You're going to be 4.6, so when in the heat in Portland, it's like 3 spots in a feature. Every spot's 3 spots. And the holes don't look that bad there now. I think you'll be fine.
Right, so we're gearing up for heat number 1. Benny's off the front row next to Luke Oldfield. Oldfield's off pole, and Benny's out of position too. But it's quite windy right now, and you can feel the storm's about to come. That's why we're in such a rush here. It's only just gotten dark, but it's only early on in the night, and we need to rush through these heats to hopefully get a feature in tonight to finish off the night. But yeah, there's a frantic rush here at Toowoomba Speedway to get the show in. So let's see what happens in the heat race.
Oldfield from pole, Benny Jr. from 2. Into 3 and 4. Oh, contact between Oldfield and Atkinson.
This weekend, shout out everyone that does something on this car helps out a lot. No, well, it's so slick, it's so far around the top, but
Yeah, but once you get to that point where you're coming to it, you got to bring the revs up to stay with him.
yeah.
Juice free on exit at 2.
Yeah. You look good?
Not bad. You still had as the race went on, you come down and ran it through the slick, and then it got worse, and it's went down when you were.
Got a pretty good battle with Luke in the heat race.
Yeah, we did. Sort of got a bit of a shaky start in our heat, but I was able to sort of catch the moisture and drive it down the straight. And sort of slide him into 1 and 2. Then he raced back by me, sort of going down the straight, and then I threw another one, and then we sort of ran down the straight like that, and I chopped him into 1 and 2 and sort of, I think, checked out a little bit. But yeah, good heat race. Car felt comfortable. I think we'll be in the first 2 rows of the feature, so tonight's looking pretty good for us.
It's a pretty rushed sort of event tonight with rain meant to be on its way. Have you guys spoken about already what you're going to do to the race car?
Yeah, we sort of talked about what we're going to make for the feature. Not so much if it rains a little bit, but we'll sort of take it as it comes. Dad's sort of switched on with what he's going to do with the car right now, so we'll just try not overthink it and stick to the game plan.
We started that's what we heat raced it. Hey, when you start this race, you've got to be right in the gutter. Like there's only one strip of moisture right on the bottom. Make sure you've got your left rear right in the gutter on the start.
Was that? Did anyone roll through the bottom of the 1 2 1?
I didn't go forward. Only you.
No, like there was no.
Only you. Yeah. When you roll, you.
Yeah, like no one. No one
there
got off
you
the
went
bottom
there
and
you
stayed straight.
There's nothing there. Too much up top. Yeah.
Make sure you've got your left rear in the gutter because you will spin twice all the way down the
Sprint cars for the A main, front dummy grid please. Sprint cars for the A main to the front dummy grid now please. It's 30 laps.
Once this race starts, get to the top as soon as you can. Don't stay in dirty air for too long. If you're behind them, slider opportunity into 1's your best spot because it's the widest. Drone 4 car lengths, don't get any more than 4 car lengths behind someone. You're in dirty air and you make a mistake. Pull the trigger early. Learned last week that you can slide it a long way back. You don't have to wait a long time.
Benny's just pushed out. The thing I love about this team is how close him and his dad are. He spoke earlier on in the night about saying how they kind of clash every now and then and butt heads, but I can see them working so well together, and you can tell Ben's raced, obviously Ben Senior that is, because the things he's saying I love listening to. He's so detailed, and you can see how passionate he is, and obviously being his son, he doesn't want to see his son make any mistakes, so he's giving all the advice he could possibly say. I heard just then about staying in dirty air and where to put the car and when to go straight to the top, things like that. It's things that a true racer would be saying, but he's out of, I think, position 3. He's got fast guys like Oldfield and McHugh starting in front of him and around him. He's got other good guys, so you know, obviously off the front it's a really good starting position for them, and I'm really excited to see what he can do. Hopefully we can get it in because the rain's coming real soon. Let's see what happens.
Round 2 of the USC is underway. Oh, this is going to be big. Massive crash at the end of the front straightaway. Atkinson Jr. get in and upside down.
Are you fucking serious?
And that will be night over for Benny Jr. Fire these cars again as quick as possible.
Fuck's that.
So no contact made, but this is slowed right down. So you see the slide job from Hallett. And I just stood behind Benny Atkinson Jr. while he watched the replay. Just a heartbreaking finish tonight for you guys.
Yeah, it sucks. We didn't even get to do 10 laps. I felt like we had a car to run top 5 at least and got ruined. But while I'm here, I just want to thank my awesome sponsors, Marcellus & Son, Darwin Company Finals, Northern Skip Beats, 92.9 Voices, Attitude Apartments, and my mum and dad and my team for everything they do for me. We'll be back in a couple of weeks and we'll be back in the 28th. Ripper job.
Led early, but his front wing fell down. Unfortunately, Benny got involved with an incident with Hallett. I don't think they made contact here in 3 and 4, but like we spoke about on Clay Per View, if you were watching, turn 3 and 4 is a lot tighter than 1 and 2, and that's where a lot of the passes come. It's the best time to slide job on such a tight corner. And it's also, yeah, like I said, where a lot of cars come together because it's so tight. But he was fast, but he was battling for 4th and 5th there with Hallett, and unfortunately it didn't work out. He said the rear end's no good, so that's why he pulled the infield. So looks like a bit of a junkyard here on the infield. We had to rush through, that's why the Lightning Sprints are out now. They ran their sprint car feature nice and early, but let's go speak to Benny Senior and Junior and hear what they have to say.
That's not how I see it. We got won that race. Oh, we got fed a tyre 5 laps into the race. Sort of lets the team down a little bit. You know, we had a fast car and I feel like we could have definitely been on the podium. Sort of as the race went on, we sort of set our car up to get better at the last 10 laps, and we didn't get to see it, but hats off to my team. You know, they put in the hard work to get me out here every week. We'll be back in a couple of weeks anyway to race again.
Obviously you're pretty frustrated. I know as a former driver myself, you get frustrated with other guys. What did you say to Brock when you went up there?
Oh, I just let him know how I felt. That sort of stuff just isn't on, you know. I want to race with everyone with as much respect as I can, and that just was a bit out of hand. But anyways, that comes with this sport, and can't let that sit on your shoulders. We just got to keep moving forwards and forget about tonight, obviously.
What do you think of the incident?
Oh, disappointing. It would have been a little bit more acceptable if it was 3 to go, not 3 laps into the race. But it is what it is. Everyone races hard. I think we were going to have a better race car at the end of the race than the start, so I would have liked to see what it was like at the end, but you know what, it is what it is.
You must be pretty proud of how fast he is and how he drives as a 20-year-old.
Yeah, definitely. He still hasn't done a hell of a lot of races, so what he does, he generally does a pretty good job, so very, very proud of that. Happy with the way he drives. For the most part, he's pretty head screwed on, pretty good behind the wheel. Obviously, the younger guys, sometimes they're eager and they get after it a bit too hard sometimes, but that comes with age. That gets out of them, and then they figure out once that part of it, they lose that eagerness and just go fast. They win more races and do better. So we'll wait for that to happen as well, and hopefully he's got a good future in sprint cars.
I've really liked or enjoyed listening to you and the way you talk to him. You can tell you're a former racer. Are you really relishing the chance to give him all the knowledge that you've learned over the years?
Oh, I definitely. Like, when I started racing, I didn't really have as much help. So I'm not the smartest guy in the world by any means, but whatever I can help him with and teach him and point him in the right direction. And generally when I tell him something, he listens really well. So it's a really good start for him, and it's one of his feedback in the race car is actually a lot better than what I'd expect for the limited races that he's done. So that obviously helps me working on it and all the boys working on it. So yeah, me being able to give him that little bit of information, a bit more of a head start, I think it works well for him.
Do you remember that time you took me out in the pole shuffle at Parramatta?
Oh, I think you took me out.
I've been wanting to ask you all night. I'm just kidding, man.
Nah, that's alright. As you, like all those times, we definitely do stuff that maybe we shouldn't have.
Did you think I was a young idiot then?
No, I was probably the same.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying you're a young idiot. We've all been in that position, so I'm not overly judgmental these days.
Thanks for letting us follow you around tonight, man.
Not a problem. Thank you, and thank you for everything you're doing for the sport. We really, as sprint car racers and car owners and drivers, we really appreciate what you're doing and putting sprint cars out there as much as you can. So we appreciate that, and you're doing a great job.
Thank you, man.